We speak about worship today because some of the enlightened beings during their own time, this had been started, worship. Even during the time of Lord Buddha, the worship began. Worship of the stupas, worship of the statues of the Buddha. And some people, they don't believe, they don't agree, and some call the worshippers as atheists, because some of the invaders who invaded India at that time, the dharma was Buddhism, right from Afghanistan, India, Burma, and Java, Sumatra, Indonesia, Korea, Japan, China also. So with this invasion, most of the statues were demolished. Buddhist monasteries were also burnt. So some people don't believe in worship through statues. But I think during the time of Buddha himself, he accepted dharma and sangha also. Monasteries also were established during the time of Ashoka, and statues were built, stupas were also built, and still many countries, including India and Japan, Burma, Korea, you will find there are statues of Buddha being built here now. The statues are recently built in Bodh Gaya recently. I think 60 feet high by Japanese. And here in Saravasti also, near Gorakhpur, there also they are built statue. And in Ladakh also, recently, one statue has been built. In Andhra also one statue has been built recently this year. So this worship had been advised from time immemorial, we do not know when. And now the worship comes, we are always speaking about consciousness, cosmic being. What does worship mean? The many people get confused. So we speak about consciousness which is omniscient, omnipresent in everything, every atom. Consciousness is there. There is no place where there is no consciousness. So I think the people who have been enlightened, are free, they have been worshipping even through stupas, through statues. And that is how the dharma has been living till today, through this worship of the statues and worship of the stupas, and they will live. And other religions also, I do not know, they who have not included this worship. And I don't think, we don't remember any dharma is available more than 2000 years now. And much before there would have been dharmas existing, except this dharma. Buddhism already is 2600 years, and its Vedic dharma is there for 25,000 years, and you can see We have we have found some statues of Shiva everywhere. Even in I've read in South Africa also, in South America also recently. In Peru there was a place they found a Shiva Lingam. Worship of the Shiva everywhere was there. 25,000 years ago they are found. And some excavations have been done recently, and they have found the mode of worship was already there. Mohenjo-daro, Harappa, which I had myself visited once in 1924. This was being excavated near Lahore. Some kind of worship was going on when they have dug out this place under the earth. And there was one collision of the trains, and they wanted to have a mass grave to bury the people, 1,000-odd people to be buried in one place. And digging out, they found some building, and they have excavated, and it was a very big town, very modern amenities like buildings were there, everything was there. I have seen that place dug underground. Harappa is the name. I think about 100 miles from Lahore towards Karachi. So this had been there. Even coins I had collected from there. On the coins also some symbols were there. So I think this had been continued from ancient time. So since we are dealing here about the consciousness only, it's very important to take up this matter, because many people who are writing to me from States also and from Europe also, they are all right here. When they return back, they forget it. They lose it, you see. The peace, they lose this consciousness. Why? So I advise them playfully worship whatever comes into their day-to-day life, whatever they see, anything of enjoyment, even eating food, that food itself has to be worshipped in the form of same consciousness, because it cannot be other than consciousness. Food also, whatever you do, you listen to the music also has to be worshipped through the ears. Whatever you see, it has to be worshipped, adored, honored. Like this, you are not going to forget this consciousness, and when you see the consciousness is everywhere, this cosmic being has to be adored and worshipped in every being, every non-being, in whatsoever situation you are placed in, when you are happy, in happiness, when you are not happy, in unhappiness. In all situations you have to engage yourself. This I give advice because many people say sometime, and sometime they say. Sometime I'm all right, sometime I'm happy, and sometime again I lose it. So they can continue in whatever they do, because knower, knowledge known, and beyond that is all consciousness, their own self. After all, the self reveals itself to itself. And this cosmic being resides in all beings, human beings, animals, birds, whatever they are. Is conscious being within you, in the cavity of your cave of your heart, is conscious being which directs you to see, smell, hear, activate your activities. So this has to be worshipped, adored, honored. Wherever you go, whatever you do, whatever you listen, whatever you see, then how can you forget? Wherever you are in consciousness and consciousness is within you. You have to worship the Purusha, this cosmic being within you. I do not know how this cosmic being has become individual being. If it has become individual being, cosmic being living, residing within it, and this knowledge that I am individual being, cosmic being, it must be in the cosmos, and this cosmic being has entered the cavity of your heart, and somehow you feel separated that I am individual being, different personality. How about this knowledge that I am individual being? Where does this knowledge come from? This knowledge is quite enough to be worshipped, at least if you can't worship this knowledge at least, the knowledge that I am this individual being. If you can't agree that I am cosmic,